One of the many benefits of attending baseball games at Diethrick Park is you never know who you're likely to meet.
You shouldn't live in the past. It's dangerous. But to visit it is just a wonderful experience.
Was that the time period of Dombrowski?
Yes. My first year was 93, and that was the first year Elmira had a team.
Okay. Coming to this league, do you know anything about this league at all?
Coming to it, no. Another player and I lived with a woman in Elmira. We bought a couple bicycles because she only lived about a mile from the ballpark, but just to go to the grocery store or go out after the game, you know, it seemed like the whole team bought used bikes, and one guy actually had a three-wheeler. It was kind of funny, but it was a fun league. You know, it's the first time you really get to play every day. You come out early, you take a lot of ground balls, hit a lot, and in college you're with the guys all the time, but here you really are. I mean, pretty much every day, all day.
You work your way up through the Marlins system, and at one point they win a world championship. Just what was the sense of it all?
Well, you would think having a world championship caliber team that, you know, there's not going to be an opportunity, but you realize pretty quick that when you're out here playing professionally, you're playing for 30 different teams. I mean, there's scouts out there everywhere, and anytime you're on the baseball field, there's a chance that someone could see you, a GM, a scout, another coach or manager. There's always an opportunity for someone to see you and like what you do. So there's always going to have that opportunity to have a chance to play with another team.
You played 81 games in 1998. Now, whose spot did you fill as they were doing their fire sale?
The utility spot. Okay. With the opportunity to play shortstop from Freddie Gonzalez, who was actually my manager then. Right. I played short the rest of that Brevard County year, which was 96, and then, no, 95. And then 96, I played shortstop in AA and then shortstop in AAA. But being able to play shortstop, I think if you can play shortstop, you can play anywhere on the field, except for maybe pitcher. But there's some guys that can pitch. But being able to play short, you can play anywhere, and it just gives you an opportunity to move around. And a guy gets hurt, or a guy needs a day off, or pinch hit, and it just gives you more opportunities.
Walk in there 98. What was the mood of the Marlins players, fans? Because here they were world champs. My God, top of the, and then fire sale.
Well, they didn't sell everyone. I mean, we still had Gary Sheffield and Bobby Bonilla and Charles Johnson and, you know, some of the big pitchers. It wasn't like the whole team was gone, but it was a little disappointing because a lot of the guys that had won, you know, spent a lot of time there and won the World Series, they were gone. Okay. But it wasn't a quite, we're getting rid of every single person. We still had some veterans on the team.
Home run, number one.
Number one, C.J. Nikowski, Houston Astrodome. That's like another thing you'll never forget is like your first hit and your first home run. It was along at bat. I think it was like 13 pitches and just kept fouling balls off, fouling balls off, fouling balls off, and finally got the head out on one. And the old Astrodome.
My golly. So you're rounding third base, and you just say, "My God, I can't believe it. Here I am."
That was exciting. I mean, I don't. Just adrenaline. Yeah. And my mom was there. My brother was there.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it was a good scenario.
7 years you played in the major leagues, and you close your eyes, and I ask you the question. The funniest thing that happened that I saw on a ball field was what? How would you answer that question? It
was probably here in Jamestown.
Is there?
Yeah. You know, it was our first year in pro ball, and we were facing the Expos, and Antonio Alfonseca was pitching. Played with him in Florida, and it's funny, it was even kind of more funny after playing with him, you know, because he was a young guy, but a big kid. He threw 100 miles an hour, and he had no idea where the ball was going, and he would just throw ball after ball after ball, and he's up there on the mound, and he's screaming. So you're standing on the box like, oh my gosh, this guy has no idea where it's going, and he's up there like cussing in Spanish, like really loud, and it's like, wow, I don't feel safe in here. It was funny. Well, to a point.
Yeah. What do the other guys think? I mean, was that the talk in the
oh, everybody was laughing, but I was like, You're going to laugh until you got to step in this box and face him.
Well, we were talking a little bit off camera about guys who really do throw fast that maybe you had some success with, like Randy Johnson.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Well, it always seemed like, he's a dominant pitcher, big guy, throws hard, and it always seemed like someone would come up with a little ailment or someone would need a day off. So, you know what, it's a great time to get the utility guys in there. So, and to us, it was kind of a challenge. This is a big name. You've seen him on TV a bunch, and he throws hard, so you just kind of get in there and let it rip. And first at bat, I got a hit, and it seemed like every time we played against Randy Johnson, I was in the lineup since then. Okay. But it could have just been one of those things where you see a guy better or just had some success.
Is it that fast? I mean, they talk.
Yeah, it is. Because he's, 6'7"?
Yeah.
I mean, the ball kind of seems like he releases it a little bit closer to you. But it's fast, and he's tall. Yeah. And, the first time you face him, you sit in the box, and you look up there, and he's just huge. You're like, wow. Well, then you kind of got to block it out and go, just look for the ball.
Yeah.
Just something simple.